Hey guys, welcome to MMA Insider, where we talk about anything and everything related to MMA. In today's video, let's look at why the UFC roster is hating on Conor McGregor. The Irishman has been out of the octagon for a long time now, but all this time, surprisingly, he hasn't been tested. Conor McGregor has not been tested for drugs since the third quarter of last year. All competitors are subject to random drug testing 365 days a year as part of the UFC's anti-doping policy, which was adopted in 2015. The fighters provide whereabouts information to the United States Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, allowing the anti-doping agency to locate them for out-of-competition testing. McGregor hasn't fought since fracturing his leg against Dustin Poirier in their trilogy bout last July, but unless he notifies the UFC of his retirement and thereby quits the USADA testing pool, he should still be subjected to random drug testing. The only possibility where the Irishman wouldn't be tested would be if he decides to retire. Do you guys think McGregor wants to make a comeback? According to official documents on the Anti-Doping Agency's website, McGregor has not been drug tested for the whole year of 2022, except for one random test in the third quarter of 2021. McGregor has been randomly drug tested 62 times since the inception of USADA and has never failed a test. McGregor was tested the most by USADA in 2016 and 2021 when he was visited 11 times by the anti-doping organization. The USADA website's drug test records were last updated in early September. The Irish star is now in the Dominican Republic filming a role in the forthcoming Roadhouse revival starring Jake Gyllenhaal. McGregor has been uploading images and videos from the set, and it looks like the former two-division UFC champion has bulked up significantly. The former lightweight champion reportedly claimed to be weighing at 190 pounds. Do you guys remember when Nate Diaz accused everyone in the UFC of using performance-enhancing drugs? We don't know if that's right or not, but something certainly feels weird here. Do you guys agree with Nate Diaz? Comment below and tell us. McGregor has stated his intention to compete at welterweight, 170 pounds, when he returns to action later this year, and Masvidal hopes to be the first to take on Mystic Mac. Masvidal said of McGregor in an interview with ESPN, "He is false. He knows that I am a man who hits hard and that I come to kill. I do not come to hug in the cage. I'm going to give everything inside me to kill him. I have a little size, although now he is shooting up and putting steroids and all kinds of things in his body. He's still a little boy. I would love to fight at 170 pounds, but I don't wait for anyone. If he wants to do it, I will break his face. If he doesn't want to do it, let someone come next." During a segment on the latest episode of The Schaub Show, Brendan Schaub reacted to the situation and said, "What worries me is, remember the UFC hires USADA, so USADA works for the UFC. So I'm curious about how much influence the UFC has on whom they're testing and when they're testing them. Because for them not to test Conor for an entire year after a leg break, I know he's on a yacht. I know it's tough, but it's very strange." But the real question is whether McGregor is making a comeback or not. If yes, then when should we expect that? Masvidal, on the other hand, has lost 2 of his past 3 fights, most recently to Colby Covington via unanimous decision at UFC 272. He allegedly hit Covington outside the octagon, prompting many criminal charges. McGregor also indicated that he plans to compete at welterweight after bulking up while healing from a broken leg, and has even asked for a fight against Kamaru Usman. Which fight do you guys want to see? McGregor against Usman, or do you want the Irishman to fight Street Jesus? USADA authorities cannot comment on any single athlete's involvement in the UFC's anti-doping program, or those who have been removed from the testing pool, but when asked about McGregor's status, USADA officials sent a statement to MMA Fighting. Once UFC athletes are enrolled in the testing program, they are subject to testing, even when not competing, unless they notify the UFC of their retirement, their contract is terminated, or they are otherwise removed from the program. In the event of an athlete's return to the UFC, they are required to remain in USADA testing pool for 6 months before they are permitted to compete. Similar to World Anti-Doping Agency rules, the UFC may grant an exception to the 6-month written notice rule in exceptional circumstances, or where the strict application of that rule would be manifestly unfair to the athlete, but in both cases under UFC rules, the athlete must provide at least 2 negative samples before returning to competition. We do not comment on the testing pool status of any particular athlete. It's not really certain how the future will pan out for Conor McGregor, but we will make sure to keep you guys updated. Comment your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow.